All right, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard to another flight, second one of the day. Taking the 777 from Brandenburg here in Berlin down to Lisbon. Going to be a fun flight for us. We're going to hop in, get the aircraft taken care of. I'm not sure what happened there. I tried to stream a couple minutes ago, and I got a kernel security issue. So, not sure what was going on there. I have to look into it after the flight, but let's get in the flight deck. Let's get this aircraft set up. Let's bounce. Let's get this flight on the road. So we're going to come over here. We're going to go to our electronic flight bag. And we are going to pull up our flight plan from SimBrief. While that's doing that, we're going to go over here. We're going to do the same thing on the tablet. We're going to bring up Navigraph and the flight plan that we have for Brandenburg to, or Berlin to Lisbon. Let's see what it gives us. It should be that one right there. So there it is. We have that in now. And we'll bring this over in front of us. And make sure everything's good. I'll make that bigger for you so you can see it. There we go. Hide that. So we are departing from Brandenburg on runway 25 left. Looks like we'll have about a 1 knot tailwind. We'll be on the logged 2 November departure. And then we're going to fly all the way down in, catch runway 02 at Brandenburg. Looks like there's a 15 knot crosswind there. And we'll go runway 02. Let's see what they recommend. ILS runway 02. That looks like a lot of fun. Let's see. Let's do from Pimax. There we go. Alright, so it looks like we got our flight all set up there. And we are good. We're going to go ahead and move this one out of the way. Put this one right there. Alright, now back to this one. Flight plan's looking okay. And we're looking at 44.8 or 44.9, depending on, it'll probably come up 44.8.7. And there we go. Let's bring up the FMC. And we are Echo Delta Delta Bravo. Brandenburg. We've been sitting here, so the INS is good. Route, we're going to request SimBrief. And now we can set the payload and set the fuel. Clear and clear. And now we'll select the route. And there it is. We are requesting it. Long day, folks. Good times, though. It's always fun flying. Route 1 uplink is good. FMC has descent forecast uplink is ready. Wind uplink is ready. Perf init uplink is good. Route 1 uplink ready. And now we go here. Departure. Route. So we can load. And let that finish up. A little bit of rain here. I am not sure. Let's take a look at what the airport has for us. And I'm not sure what's going on with the old computer this afternoon, evening. That's a little odd. So if we go here and we look at the weather, METAR 350 at 9 knots, 300 overcast, 300 variable 020. Light showers, rain. All right, well, a little morning will be okay. QNH 1011, 1011 is in there, so we're good. All right, so it looks like we have our route in here, so we can go to our departures, and we are going to depart on runway 25 left, and we are the 2 November logo logged. Okay, let's see, what are we on? Let's look at our flight plan. Log Delta logged to November. So there it is, logged to November. We're good. And then we go to our arrival. Get that one in here, and they are planning on us being on runway 02 on ILS runway 02. So let's get that one. ILS runway 02, and we're coming in on the Exama. And we will do PESIX. And our route, we can activate and execute that. And perf init. 0 fuel weight, 44.8.7. That is good. We're set. We can accept all of that. We're good. Thrust limit. Let's go back over here to our tablet. Let's get this one out of the way for just a minute. Performance tool takeoff. Import from the OFP, and we're going to run 25 left. Is that what we did? 25 left. And then import from there, grab the weather, and we can calculate all that. Tells us we can do takeoff to 88.3 and 45 select temperature, trim 4.87, so 4.75 in this aircraft. And 153, 156, and 161. So we'll go ahead and get 161 in here. There we go, 161. So there we go. So we're going to go take off to 45. And there we go, flaps 5. CG 4.75. And we can go ahead and accept all those. 153, 156, and 161. 53, 56, 61. It is good. We're set. FCOM, let's go ahead and get the wind uplink in there. Load that. Execute that. And we can go back to the legs. There you go. And then descent forecast. Load that. There we go. All right. So route off to the takeoff page. It is set. We're good to go there. So back to here. And we'll look at our airport. We're going off on 25 left. And that is right down here. And that is a runway heading of 245 degrees. .245, and we are going all the way up to, let's see, we can go look what our flight plan has us set up for. Cruise altitude of 360. So we'll add that, 360. 360 is set. Runway heading and indicated airspeed for our VREF. So departure VREF, we're good. All right, onto the route, takeoff page, back up there. And now we can bring up the FMC over here, and we will go with legs there. All right, and bring up the checklist. So oxygen is good, flight instruments are okay, and parking brake is getting set. There we go. That checklist is complete. Flight deck door is secure, passenger signs coming on. And with that, we can go ahead and start getting rid of everything. You can release all the vehicles and trucks. Everybody's loaded up. We're set. All right, MCP, V2 is set, heading is set, and altitude is set. Takeoff speeds are in and reading correctly. CDU pre-flight is good. It is complete. Trim. We're going to go ahead and get hydraulic pump number 4 on. And we're also going to, well, we're going to start our APU. There we go. We are getting that going. So while we're waiting for that, 4.75. 1, 2, 3. That's 4.75 set there. Trim is set. Taxi takeoff briefing. I would expect that we will taxi via Victor 2 Alpha. Hold short Runway 25 left at Mike 9er. Sounds good to me. Takeoff brief has been complete, and we are sure enough ready to roll. Let's get over to our ground connections. We can go ahead and release that jet bridge. And let's see if that jet bridge starts moving away. There we go. Jet bridge is back. We're just waiting for the APU to come and fire in. Let's go out and take a look, see how it looks. Ooh, there is a nice little storm firing off right next to us. So we're gonna go. We're actually gonna go out and go down to that runway there and depart in that direction. So. Alright, all the doors are secure. We just need to get the chocks pulled away and then get the power to the aircraft. Power is on the aircraft. We can go ahead and release the ground power now as well. So let's release the ground power and let's remove the chocks. Let's get our push back in place, and there he goes. And I think we're about ready to roll here, folks. We're going to dim these down just a little bit. It is nice and bright out here. So doors are manual, parking brake is set, passenger signs are on, APU is running. We'll keep that going until we get back there. So we can go ahead and turn on all our fuel pumps. We don't have anything in the center tank there, so we're not worried about those in the middle. And we are going to go ahead and boom, 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 boom. All right, those two are ready. Those two are good to go, and we can hit our beacon and get pushed back. So beacon is on, and we should be on our way back. Berlin traffic, Clipper 69er Heavy pushing off a stand 7 Alpha, Berlin. Oh, dang it. That's not what I wanted to do. All right. I accidentally pressed the button to stop my pushback. And that little fella got wedged right beneath us. I tell you what, if it weren't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck today. So there we go. Let's get him out the way. He's good to go. Bye-bye. And then we'll recall him here in just a minute. All right. There we go. Rainstorm moving across right now, so Alright, so we got our pushback accomplished. Sorry about the little fuzzle there, but we are ready to roll. We can go ahead and start engine number 1. And get the fuel going to that motor. Oh boy, we're getting a thunderstorm here. There we go. Engine number 1 is fired off successfully. Let's get engine number 2 going. And engine number 2 coming on. Go ahead and activate traffic and weather. On this side we'll do traffic and data. Looks like we could go fire off on number 2. There we go. All right. So with that, we have everything settled in. We can go ahead and turn off the APU. And check our flight gear. Full left. Full right. Full forward. Full back. Full left rudder. Full right rudder. And back to neutral. Everything's set to neutral, so that one's good to go. Let's go back to our checklist. Any ice not needed. Recall, we can go ahead and press that one. Nothing there. So that one's good. Auto brake coming to rejected takeoff. Flight control is free and correct, and ground equipment is clear. On to the next one. Before takeoff is going to be flaps 5, so we're going to go ahead and get that one set now. And we are ready to taxi. And let's bring this over. Brandenburg traffic. Clipper 69er Heavy taxiing to runway 25 left via Victor 2 Alpha, Mike 9, Berlin. All right. Heck of a rainstorm there. Let's go to our takeoff page. We are on our takeoff page. We go here and runway wind slope conditions. We're going to go with wet. Alright, with that we're good. Now we go back over here. And 143, 156, 161. 161 still good there. We're still good to go with the wet runway. We've got the slope, we're good. Everything else appears A-OK. Wind, we are going to go with, what do they have for us? We're not going to worry about that. Alright, let's taxi off to our right here. And we're on our way, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely miserable weather. This is awesome flying weather. Go on, take a look, see what the airplane looks like. There you go. I wonder if the wipers work. Where would I find a left wiper? No. Alright, taxiing out to the runway in a nice little downpour. Should be pretty nice once we get up there. But we're having a good old time. This is awesome. We're on Victor 2, Echo's right there, then Bravo, and then Alpha. Ah, miserable weather. This is awesome. I don't know if you're joining me from Berlin. Go ahead and let me know in the chat if it's raining pretty good there. While we're taxiing out, we can go ahead and turn our flight directors on. LNAV and VNAV. And auto throttle's already armed left and right. We're good. End of the runway is coming up. We should have our logo light on. Show off this beautiful Pan Am logo light. Now we can go ahead and look at our wings light. Looks like the temperature is not too bad. It's 17 degrees with a good thunderstorm. And once we make the turn, we'll go ahead and turn on all our lights. Then we'll take the runway. Let Brandenburg traffic know. Let me make sure there isn't anybody on the old VATSIM. I've got nobody, so we're good. Brandenburg traffic. Clipper 69er heavy lining up runway 25 left Brandenburg. And with that, crossing the line, coming on all the lights, and we get that to strobe. Looking for heading of 245 on our display there. We got plenty of runway here, so plenty to play with. Let's bring our range back just a little bit. We are looking a-okay. The tail end of this storm is coming over us right now. Right there, runway heading 245, and we can go ahead and power up 55%. And everything's stabilized right about 57%. We can hit the toga button. Brandenburg traffic, Clipper 69er heavy departing runway 25 left Brandenburg. Hell of a squall going on right there.
V1.
Rotate. V2. Positive rate of climb.
Gear coming up. Sorry, we should have done that. Taxi light cleared for takeoff. We're doing pretty good. Oh, nice little departure. Gears up. And we're okay. We're gonna hold, keep the flaps there for a minute. We'll fly along perfectly fine with those. Mateo, how's it going, man? Good to see you again. Glad you could rejoin me. And now we're going to accelerate. We can go ahead and bring the flaps up to 1 and actually bring the flaps all the way up. We're good to go. Flaps are coming up. I am on VATSIM, Papa Alpha Alpha 69er, flying Pan Am Clipper today. Coming out of Brandenburg, so Echo Delta Delta Bravo. All right, flaps are up and we are good. After takeoff, we're good. And there we go. Nothing to do until our descent in the checklist. So we can go ahead and bring our comms over there. We're good to go. We are set, and set. And we're fine until, let's see, what is our transition altitude here? 5,000 feet. So we're coming through 5,000 feet. We'll see if it gives us the yellow. Pilot Mateo, I appreciate that, man. Glad to have you aboard. This Trip 7 sure is a lot of fun. Have you been flying it at all, or are you just still learning it? Alright, I think we know where we're going on this departure, so we're good. We can zoom out of this. Going to be a fun arrival into Lisbon. There you go. Nice morning departure here over Germany. We're going to continue our westbound trek. Should sort of keep this sort of sunrise for a lot of it, but yeah. Good little flight. Alright, let's extend our range now that we're up. We can go to 80 nautical miles. Bravo 737, welcome aboard, man. Yeah, we've done a little bit of traveling this weekend, so I don't know about you, but I like flying. Where are you at? Pilot Mateo, where are you at? What kind of flights you like doing? You like flying the Trip 7, or you do the Boeing, the 737, the Airbus? When you say you love the 777, I can only assume you like flying the Trip. Let's get that thing out of your eyes. There we go. And we're coming through 10,000, so we can go ahead and turn off set the signs to auto. There we go. Nice sunrise climb out of Berlin. School is cool on board. And then, let's see. Pilot Mateo, I am not sure what the, what a pilot's life is. Gives you a reason to fly. Today's flight, man, Pilot Mateo, have a good one, man. Always good to see you. Flight's going to be about 3 hours, man. We'll see. There's a lot of waypoints in it. I may or may not engage the autopilot or the auto cruise. So just let's see where we're at. We got a ways to go, but we're just going to be flying over Europe. It's going to be nice. So Pilot Mateo, I appreciate you dropping in. You have a good evening, and catch up with you in a little bit. Thanks for the subscribe. All right, 5,000 feet away from our top of climb. I don't know, School, how was your day? Did you have a good day today? I've got to stop yelling into the microphone. School is cool. How was your day, man? I hope you had a good one. My day went pretty well. Hung out with the dogs, did a little yard work, not a lot, but it's too hot out here in Denver right now. We're hovering around 100 degrees. I think it was like 99 today, 102 scheduled for tomorrow. Copy, pal. Once I get to top of climb, I'm going to take a quick pause for the dogs, so. It is freaking hot, man. Hi. I understand you ate a hamburger that you were not supposed to eat. I'm talking to Alice. $104, man. That's freaking hot. That's really hot for Cal. Well, unless you're down in Death Valley, then that's like a nice cool spring day. But 104 degrees. That's just hot. Alright, we're 1,000 feet away from flight level 380. That'll be our cruise altitude. We're going to go ahead and step out of the flight deck for a couple minutes, and then I'll be back in about 5. So I'll get the graphics up for you, and then we'll let you know. Alright, pal, I'll see you in about 30 minutes, man. You take your time. I'll be here for a minute. All right, looks like the aircraft is set up for cruise. We have no further step climbs necessary. And looking at the flight plan, they don't have us doing anything until we get over there. Then we stop down to 370, but I think we're A-OK for now, staying at flight level 380. 380 is our cruise altitude. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And get this set for the graphics. And we will be right back. Coaster on, welcome to the flight, man. I was just stepping out taking care of the puppies, and now we're cruising right along. So we're gonna go ahead and rejoin the flight here. We're doing pretty good. We're chugging along. We're on our way down to Lisbon, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. I appreciate you joining me. Had to do something, just change the VR settings. Now we're coming back into VR, so we will be ready to roll here momentarily. Let's see, I think we might have fixed the issue I was having. And there we go. Back into VR, got to rearrange everything. Ah, yeah, much better. Alright, I don't think we have anybody online with us. Those that we did have were gone, so let's go ahead and go back over here. We'll keep the chat up, and there you go. Coaster on, I appreciate you being here, pal. Alright, let's go ahead. We will probably get a little bit of jitters. That's not what we wanted. We wanted this one. There we go. And let's bring up our aircraft. There we have it. Looks like we are about 18 miles away from our next turn, 16 miles away from our next turn. There's our turn for us. was a nice little turn there. Glad we caught it. Alright, well, we are cruising right along. School is cool. Welcome back, man. I appreciate you being here. I like the Pan Am livery. It would be nice if there was like a classic Pan Am livery. This is a modernized version, but I get it. Trying to figure out what that line there is. Let's go to our plan. And we can step through until we see where that comes from. I think I saw something about that as well, and people are getting pretty jazzed about it, so good for them. We're going to go ahead and grab runway 02 to put that in our fixed page now. We'll go with /5 and /10. I spent many an hour on a Pan Am airplane traveling overseas, so... alright, and then since we are at 380, we're cruising at 380, so that's plus 24, so that's 114. So /114, and that should be about our top of descent, so that ring does match up pretty close to our top of descent. Let's see, I think it's about 2 hours. Let's look at our progress page. Shows us on the ground at 7:14. I may accelerate time a little bit just in efforts to get us to the airport and then enjoy the day. So let's go back to our legs page. So step through there, 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 around, 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 around. Huh. Right, I think we're good. I think the plane, I think that's just some errant string or something attached out there. But yeah, we are chugging right along. Actually, we can, we've made our little turn, so let's go ahead and speed things up a little bit. We won't go too crazy with it. We'll go 4x, get some time in the seat. So got some weather down there over Europe, looking pretty good. School is cool. Did you look up Flying with Big Earn? I failed to put that up in anything, so. As I expected, there is a update to VSR, so I'll have to go remind me to do that. That's one of the reasons I'm sort of accelerating the time, is so that I can get in and get the aircraft landed and do a couple updates before I have to call it a weekend. Yeah, it was a bit high, and I may have messed up my graphics settings. So saw huge stutters earlier today when I was flying from Denver to Chicago. When I got into Chicago, it was really sketch as far as graphics landing. I don't know if you guys see that. I'll have to go back and look at it in the stream, or not on the stream, but on the recording, because in the VR headset it was extremely blah. So I will have to see about whether any of the new graphics drivers are any good. So a little blip there. A little clear air turbulence. Coast of France now. It's an interesting throttle in real life as well. It's very very similar to the 7.3, but a lot like where the thrust reversers are is different. So favorite airline would, I've always been a fan of Southwest. Old Frontier was good, and then so Southwest and maybe Alaska, but they're still Southwest now. So, how about you? And I am a big, also a big fan of Qantas. So Qantas is a good airline. They know how to do it. Some of the folks I work with, since they flew Turkish and had a great time on Turkish. They really liked that service. In my past, Singapore Airlines or Thai Airways, those were great airlines as far as service, and once you get on the aircraft, it's an amazing experience. So and we'll have to see how Southwest and their new boarding process goes, see how folks take to it, and we'll see. It's an interesting move for an airline that just used to, that's what they used to pride themselves on, was their no assigned seats. Yep. Do you fly? Do you get to get out and go traveling a lot, or does your family do some good traveling? We're out over the Atlantic now, I believe. And we can get rid of that NetVu. Is with the strange lines showing up here. So all right, we are set. PT840, and then we're gonna come in, we're gonna fly this little circle, and then we're gonna go PT840, we're gonna go direct to NetVu, join the ILS runway 02. So we're gonna bring this over here, and we can put you, say, like right here. And we'll keep cruising. So to close this, looks like we're still going to have a bit of a crosswind. 13 knot crosswind at the runway. From the left, so it's going to be a little spicy. That I have not. What's Flight Sim Factory? What's it good for? Yep. And there's some pretty significant companies out there that do that. Bravo 737, who's in here, he's building a flight deck. Etsy, yeah. There's a couple of them that 3D print and build the stuff, and that's pretty cool. I am really happy with the way I have this F-18 flight deck set up, and all the buttons and switches are able to be used between both the F-18 and the 7.3 and the 7.7. So it's pretty fun. We're coasting in over Spain right now. And once we get to about 20 miles of our next waypoint, we're going to go ahead and slow it down. And then we'll get the approach, and we'll get the aircraft program for landing. So nice. Coaster, I'm glad your fight's going good. So the Thrustmaster rudder pedals, look at the Wind Wing rudder pedals. They're pretty good. The Next Level Racing seat is good. The Boeing Edition and VR is good. I would look at the Wind Wing rudder pedals. That's what I have. And if you're going to be doing VR, yeah, because then you can disconnect a spring, and it's set up for flying helicopters real easy. What else? But yeah, the Next Level Racing and the Boeing yoke, those are good. Those will get you set up. And I mean, the crazy thing is when you're in VR, you don't know the difference. I know what my hand feels, and it's the F-18. It's actually right now F-15 grips on my throttle quadrant, and they're actually on the left side, but that's how I control the throttles. But yeah, that Next Level Racing's pretty good. I think the only other thing I would do after what I have set up right now, and that would be to get a 6 DOF, Delta Oscar Foxtrot, motion simulator platform. They're reasonable. They're not in the tens of thousands like they used to be, but that would be the next level for me. I'm fine. You make do with what you got, and you make do with what you can afford. And I've got a gaming chair that I'm sitting in, and everything's attached to it. And yeah, the Next Level Racing is good. They do, and I think they're expanding appropriately. But yeah, I really like their throttle pedals, or sorry, their rudder pedals. They're pretty solid. They feel good. They respond well. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and exit our time warp, And there we have it. We are flying in, folks. So let's get this up here. Let's get ourselves set up for an ILS runway 02. And we'll start that at P6, and that'll be at 180 knots. So if I go in here and I find P6, and it should be 180 and 4,200 feet or 4,000 feet. So, oh, sorry, 4,000 feet, and it's solid. Netvo, and then Papa Tango 840 at flight level 8. Well, let's go back. Let's look at our arrival. So we'll be coming in around the south side here. And I guess that's what they got. Flight level 080 at 210 knots. 210 knots. We're good. We're going to be able to maintain all of this. So we are coming in from out here. And we will be coming in on 844. Oh, oh man, headwinds are terrible. You're flying right into the old jet stream, aren't you? Just enjoy the flight, man. Glad to see you're out there doing it. How's the 47 handling you? Yeah, so on to our planning. So we're coming in XMAX PT810. Let's oh. All right, so PT810, let's see where that is. So we're coming in right here, XMAX. Yep. XMAX coming in, PT10 250, PT12 250. No altitude restrictions until we get to NAT ID. Then that's 230 knots, no altitude actually. And we'll continue descending down to flight level 080, 210 at Mazak, Bernil, Relku, PT844. So yeah, we'll come in, we'll fly all the way around here, we will hit the PT840, make the left turn, and then we will connect to we will go direct to our initial approach fix for runway 2. Nice. Yeah, and they finally got. Oh, so one. Glad the 747's going good for you, Coaster. It's a challenge having all 4 of those engines going, and but it's always a very smooth ride. It's tough when you go through a huge headwind like that, so you just have to be patient. School is cool. The wind wing stuff is really good, and it really does. It attaches well to the next level racing seats or any other platforms you have, and so that Boeing seat is pretty good. I don't know if you're into fighters, but they also do a military version that has a little cutout so your joystick can be between your legs like you were flying a fighter, but I don't have that. My joystick's a side stick controller, so it makes it a little similar. So and Coaster, are you streaming anywhere? Alright, so let's get everything ready for our arrival. So we can go here, go to our performance tool, get our landing dispatch. We're going to land on runway 2. We've got everything there, so that's all imported. Let's grab the weather. 320 at 15, runway 2. Yeah, it's going to be from the left. 29er and 901, and we can go ahead and run the calculations on that. So ICE not available. VREF is 155. And yeah, 292 feet to play with there on landing. So let's finish this one up. Set, import aircraft details, import weather, we're good. Let's run this calculation. Auto brake 3. And that's the best part is just be happy with what you have. You're always going to want more. But biggest thing is just get out there and do some flying. Be happy with what you got, fly. That makes it when you get the new equipment, new hardware. All right, coaster, that's good. Keep me posted, hit me up. And I think, yeah. So, but being happy with what you have, going out and flying, doing all the flying, because it's all about flying. And that's the other part of this one, pal, is, I mean, if you're going to be saving money, think about what you could do going to a flight school and how you could spend that money flying an actual airplane around California. You can hit me up. I think I have my email in the community section of my YouTube channel. If not, I'll pop it up there. But it should be gatecharlie31@gmail.com. I have heard of Roblox. So there we go. We're chugging right along. Well, why are you asking about Roblox or Roblox? So we got all this in here. So going with a flaps 30. VREF speed of 143, so we can go in here and go like that, go 30/143. Let's make sure we got 143, we've got 30, and we have auto brakes 3, 30/143. We can put that in here, and I think we're doing pretty good. Flying on Roblox, yeah, it's interesting. It's a lot of fun. So let's get over here. We're on the progress page. All right, we're gonna make that 0.11. There we go. And then once we start our descent, we'll make that we'll try and get that down to 125. So as we descend, as we maintain our speed, we're going to be pretty good with keeping an eye on this and switching this to a vertical actual navigation performance of 125. So we're doing pretty good. We are well over Spain right now. And we're doing all right. So our top of descent is coming up. We can go ahead and get rid of that fix. So we can go delete. There we go. Got rid of that circle. We got the top of descent right there. I will. Yes, I will say yes. All right, so PMDG, they haven't said anything on their 737 MAX, but I've been very happy with the PMDG products I've flown. So I've got all the 737s, and now I've got the 777. I think they've got their heads on straight, and they're doing what they can in the environment they're at. So now the Flight Sim 2024, we will have to see. There will have to be a significant, I mean, I'll end up buying it. We all know we will, but whether I buy it right away, but yeah, seeing what the 2024 brings will be the big question, and whether it's worth continuing with. So I'm going to do something real quick here. I was having an issue there, so we're going to go like this. We're going to go data. We're going to clear that out. Apply and save, go back and resume. Sorry, there we go, folks. All right, top of descent coming up in about 40 miles. So we can go ahead and look at that, and there you have it. So then we have our yeah, and that's, I mean, we'll see. The big thing with, yeah, we'll all end up getting MSFS 2024. It'll just be whether or not we fly it a lot. Hopefully they hold true to their word that all the add-ons and scenery that you got for 2020 will carry over. Because I am pretty happy with a lot of the scenery. I mean, there is not a lot that they can do to improve this. It's all going to be graphical system integrations. So this PMDG is, and that's one of the things. In X-Plane, there is a group, they make a 737 that is probably, it is the gold standard of what a 737 simulator plane should be, and that's the Zibo mod for X-Plane. And it is an amazing add-on, and the thing about it is it's 100% free. So they constantly upgrade it, they constantly update it. And they'll have to support it on the Xbox and the PC, because they've got a lot of people that have spent a lot of money in it. So we'll have to see what it offers, what MSFS 2024 offers. I loved X-Plane. I flew X-Plane for years and years and years. And it was even pretty hard to come over to Microsoft, because originally the default 737 was kind of dumb in Microsoft. But once the PMDG came out, and it was very comparable, the scenery that is available in Microsoft Flight Simulator is light years ahead of what they have in Xbox. Well, that's what I'm kind of curious to see. I mean, a lot of the airplanes here are study level. Ah. So going to set the altitude down to 4,000 for now. That'll be our final fixed altitude at Pimax. And then I'm curious why they have us go over to Nivud. Well, let's put that back in there. Dang it. Let's go to the legs page. So so it yeah, that's a pretty good jump. Okay, as far as the altitude goes, it's actually just computing my cruise altitude, and then it sees what altitudes we have set in our flight plan. So you'll see here XMAX, it needs to be at flight level 250 or below, and it will stay at 380 until it reaches that point on the flight path where it says I need to slow the motors down, slow the airplane down, and start descending so that I can make this waypoint at this altitude at this speed. It's not hard, it's just it's all in the computer, so it's not necessarily, and then based on the other altitudes on the chart, so you'll see, right, let me bring this up in front of us so we're not looking all wonky. So on the chart you see here, I've got Mazuk at 210 knots at flight level 080 or 8,000 feet, and you'll see that that is here 210 flight level 80, and it has all that hard coded in there, and so the computer does the math and it figures it out. For you as a pilot, you can always just what will give you a good guesstimate of when your top of descent is you take your cruise altitude, since mine was 380, and you multiply that times 3, so that would be 114,000, and then you just get rid of the thousands, so it's just 114. So at 114 miles from the runway approximately, it's not precise, given your speed, your altitude to get you down to the runway at that time, that's the distance you would be from it. And I do too. I actually really like the winglet on the 737 MAX. So I think it's a cleaner design. I think it's a more integrated and a more efficient design as well. The split scimitar and the shark fin have always been kind of interesting when they first came out. So what you can do is, if you're really interested, it's kind of funny. They look a little wonky. Go look at like V1 Simulations. He's flying a old 727 around that's getting ready to be released, and it's a naked wingtip, so it's just the old, the way wingtips used to be. So dang it, I am gonna put that whole waypoint back in there. So let's see, what is that? NEVUD 180 and 4000, and that'll be right before P6. What is it? 180 at 4. 210, 840. So 840, 210, 180 at 4, 180 at 4, and then we're on the arrival. So we'll see how we do on this one. This one's going to be fun. So we are on our descent. We are way fast. I do need to get this aircraft slowed down and low down. So let's go back over to our progress page and look and see what we're doing as far as our, so we can bring that down to 140. And speed brake is back. All right, we're all set there. Time to let the passengers know it's and the cabin crew know it's time to land the airplane. We are on the arrival now. And if we go back out here, we'll look. You'll see that we are on, we just passed XMAX 280, flight level 250 or lower. We're good there. We fell below that. We're good. But we are slightly high on our descent profile, but that's okay. Come back over here and check this one out. And we are good. We're on our way down. So coming through 10,000 or 18,000, we'll turn those on. Let's see. It says we will be on the ground at 7:15, so we're looking at 30 minutes to touchdown. .1091, let's look at our nav radio. 1091.025 is the heading, so let's get that switched over. Page in the FMC, that is in the progress page, and you'll see right here LPPT 147 knots out, and then 0715 Zulu. According to your clock, that's about 15 minutes out. Nice. It's all the cool stuff. There's a bunch of fun things that you can go in, look at the A330 driver. He's pretty good at explaining some of the fun things you can do in an FMC. Maybe in the future we can do that. So all right, so we do have all that. Now we need to go back to our checklist. Descent checklist. Let's hit the recall. Nothing's going on there. We're good. Notes have been covered. Auto brake is going to be 3 is set. Landing data VREF is set. Minimums are coming up. Let's see. Minimums for this runway 530 feet. So using that knob right there to change the minimums there on the display. Is it 530? 530 on the nose. So use this knob right here on the outside to set the minimums right there. You'll see it's right there. It says mins, radio or baro. We're going to use barometric. That just the doesn't Doesn't fluctuate as we fly over terrain, so as the aircraft gets closer to the ground versus the ground getting closer to the aircraft because we're going over hills or valleys or stuff like that. So all right, 20,000 feet. Oh heck, let's be preemptive. We're gonna go ahead and turn on our landing lights and our taxiway light, our runway turn-off lights. We'll leave the taxi light off until we get cleared to land. We are on 122.8, and I do not believe we have anybody else out here. Let's bring this over, take a look. Golf Charlie Foxtrot Victor, he's heading out to the Canary Islands, so I think we are good. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, and that's the fun part. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but my call sign's always 69 because I like that number. But I'll be United 69. You can make it up. It's nice if you have an actual flight number. And then, yeah, sometimes you go to an airport that an airline doesn't go to. All right, 4,000. So we'll go through. Well, there, your flight planning spot on. You're right there with them. Your timing's good. So, all right, our missed approach is climb straight ahead to 6,000 feet. Oh yeah. So, climb straight ahead to flight level 060 or 6,000 feet, contact approach. Missed approach with comm failure, squawk 7600, climb straight ahead to 7,000. ROCOB, PT 757, PT 758, utilit, PSEX, and perform another approach. So, transition altitude's 4,000 feet, and altimeter, we're coming through 18. Let's see if it yells at me, because we shouldn't have to worry about it until, well, we'll see. But we have the airport right over there. And we can bring this back into 40 miles. So let's see if we can see the airport sitting right there. There it is. Got the airport in sight. So if you look here, the airport is right on the side right there. You can see where the bridge would be, and you can see where the airport is. Nice. And speed's holding up pretty good. We're doing all right. Doing okay, so not getting yelled at about getting the correct altimeter setting in there, but approach briefing has been complete. Next to the checklist. Approach altimeters, that's all we have to worry about. Crosswind. Oh, good. And we've actually turned it around. We have a little bit of a headwind, so we're good to go there. So just the crosswind has calmed down as well. How far from Haneda are you? Oh, let's go see if we can do that. Let's go here, here, and we'll make that 125 now. There we go. Now we're solid, and we are good to go on our arrival. Oaknib 1710. Let's see if it's in our page. Nope. Net vote 3,000 though. And we can put the data up here. I do. I really do like Flight Deck 2 Sim. I like V1 simulations. Ah. No, 3090 is pretty good. So, and Bravo 737, yeah, I'm glad we could let you get up and go to the bathroom as often as you have to, somebody of your advanced age. Yeah, that's what a long flight's good for. Other streamers I like to watch, V1 simulations, Flight Deck to Sim's pretty good. And there's another guy there's a couple of guys out there, Captain Jack Flight Sim, he's a lot of fun. And then Father Time, I've been watching a lot of him because he's an old, or not an old, he's a former 777 captain, and he kind of talks some of the sort of flows of all this that you're doing in the 777. All right, so we are getting ready to make our left-hand turn here in about 10 miles. And it will slow us down. We are coming down below 10,000 feet, so the speed limit below 10,000 is 250. So we'll get down to 240. Let's look at the chart here. Holy googly moogly. All right, so if we look at the chart here, our arrival. There we are, 230 knots, 265 is what they want us at there, so we will go ahead and slow down right before there. And you'll see this little fella drop down. 265, and then we're 210 around the horn. Oh, but there can be traffic jams. If you look back, there is a flight I did out of Seattle, and I sat on the ground there waiting to depart. I didn't realize there was a VATSIM event going on, but I sat there and waited to depart probably for like an hour, hour and a half. Well, tons of people were departing, so it was a fun event. There were a lot of people there, so it was a lot of good times. But yeah, speed brake up so we can slow down. Slowing to 240 to come around the corners here. We're on our way down to 4,000. Mazuk is where we need to be, 4,000 feet or 8,000 feet. And then we come around, and once we pass 840, we drop it down to 4,000, and then that's all the way to P6. And you see the airport right over there, so we're gonna go all the way around here. Yeah, it is what it is. It was a lot of fun with all the people there, though, watching everybody take off and listening to the controllers. They did pretty good on VATSIM, so yeah. It's always fun when you have that many people there. But you can get traffic jams. It happens in the real world. You would be surprised at how much waiting airplanes do, but they do it in sort of a unknown way. Might take them a couple extra few minutes to get boarded or pushed off the gate or taxi out to the runway. They might have to go into a penalty box or go burn some time in a de-ice pad while they're waiting for an expected departure clearance time. But yeah. It does. And that's part of it. That's what this is all about, the immersion. That's why VR is so nice. I mean, that's why whatever sim you can do and whatever you're used to seeing, it's all about the immersion. It's all about feeling like you're part of it. So cabin's ready, so everybody's in their seats and all the bags are thrown away. Seat backs are in their upright position. And tray tables are stowed, so you can see the runway right over there. I'm not sure which lens you guys look at. I think you guys look at the left lens, so I try and Alright, here we go. Slowing down again, 210. So we're going to go ahead and go flaps 1. We're below 240, so we're okay. We're going down to 8,000 feet. We're going to level out, and we're going to hold on to 210 knots. They'll let you know. They have no problem letting the pilot know when the landing was rough. Had to say something, didn't you, Murphy? It doesn't feel much different than flying, or it's just braking. It's just like hitting the brakes in your car. So we're going to hold 8,000 feet all the way around this corner. Turn, slow down to 210. We're doing pretty good. We're going to go ahead and arm our... and I'm going to go ahead and switch our altimeter to the local. Let's see what that is. And 1013, 1013, we're set. All right, we are no longer on standard. We're showing 1013. Altimeters are set. We can click on that checkbox and on to the next one. Landing, speed brakes are armed. Landing gear is still up. Flaps are still up. We're flaps 5 because we're slowing down to about our flaps 1 speed, so. Some can, some are just, they're just rocket ships all the time. That little Learjet I fly, that thing, it is hard to slow down. And the 737 can be difficult to slow down sometimes. So is this one. Trip 7. They can all be pretty hard to slow down, but school is cool. I appreciate you being here, man. We're just about 10 minutes away from touchdown, but I get you. Hit the replay up when you catch it, and we'll talk to you in a little bit, man. Always fun talking to you. Thanks for joining me on the stream. Coaster, how you doing over there in getting ready to land in Japan? Just curious why this approach is like this. Thanks, man. You as well. We'll catch you later. School is cool. Appreciate it, man. Nice. So we're going to hold 210 all the way around until Nevid. Then we're going to slow to 180. Got 13 miles to do that, and then we will be good. I think we're going to be doing okay on this one. Get out. There we go. Alright, back into the flight deck. We're coming down. We're going to do a little turn in, and then I think we turn right at this point right here, so. All right. All right, Bravo 73, you ready for this? Making the turn back inbound. We're going to cut across the corner of that little peninsula there. And remember, our VREF speed is 143, so we'll call it 148. Let's go, LFG. Under over what? Roger, Roger. My name's Roger Murdoch. All right, down to 4,000, then we'll go over, make a right-hand turn, left-hand turn to the runway, intercept the localizer and glide slope about the same time, and then we should be slowed down. So all that right at about 10 miles out from the runway. So we're gonna go ahead and make a call here. Lisbon traffic, Clipper 69er Heavy, getting ready to join the ILS runway 02, Lisbon. What? I didn't even see him there. He may need to be reinflated. All right, dropping down to 4,000 feet. We're slowing up to 180 knots. So let's get that slowed down. And with that, we can go ahead and add flaps 5. All right, 4,000 feet. You're a good girl. All right, so we're going to make our right-hand turn, then we'll join the ILS just a little bit left there. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's the runway right out there. And there we go, onto the ILS. Yeah, I've thought about it in the past. I'm not against or for it. I'd just be curious to see what it's like. All right, holding 4,000 feet. We're gonna go ahead and slow to 180. We're at 180 now, so we can go flaps 20, gear down a little early. But that way we'll be all set up for the arrival. I don't know if you can see the runway out there. Just right there. I got the runway in sight. And we are flaps 20. Speed brake is armed. And Netvo, they want us to be at 160 and down to 3,000. And we should be able to hit the localizer and the approach. There we go, got the runway in sight. And we are VNAV path. We're sinking for the glide slope. And slowing. And flaps 30. Diving for the glide slope. Let's see what it does. I want to try and see if we can get out and get some good visuals. So I'm going to hold off on getting the disconnecting the autopilot. Autopilot is doing okay. And we are on the glide slope. Lisbon traffic, Clipper 69er heavy, 5 mile final, runway 02, Lisbon. There's that crosswind. Haha. 1,000 feet. We are stabilized. Flaps 30. Speed brake is armed. We are good. We're going to go out and see what we can do about taking a look. Gusty winds, alright. 18 knot crosswind, yay. Okay, let's, there's a good stadium right over there. Doing pretty nice. Yeah, we can bring the speed back. My aircraft.
Approaching minimums.
Continuing.
Glide slope.
Minimums.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
100.
Glide slope. Glide slide slope. Glide slope.
50. 30. 20. 10.
There we go. Welcome to Lisbon, everybody. Appreciate you being here. Start that APU. And with that, Lisbon traffic, Clipper 69 heavy, clear of runway 02 Lisbon. And now we gotta go over here and find a good place to park. Alright, we forgot to even look at that, so let's go look at the airport. Let's go look at the charts. Oh boy. I think we'll go all the way down. There's probably some over here. One to 2.8. Let's make sure I've got everything. Oh boy. I may not have been transmitting. Lisbon traffic 1 to 2.8. What? Alright, stand by. Check 1 2. Okay. 122.8, 122.8, and let's bring that up here. Well, I'm not hearing it when I talk. Lisbon traffic. Lisbon traffic. Lisbon traffic. Let's see if that fixed it. Lisbon traffic. Lisbon traffic. Clipper 69, apologize for that. I was having a hardware issue. I didn't know I was not transmitting. Alright, there we go. What do you think? Where should we park? Let's go park at number 142. These are kind of cool. Alright, we are up on APU power. APU generator is on. We are good. And we can go ahead and that is off. We can turn, a beacon can stay on. All our lights are off. We're set. So that is shut down. We don't need to worry about that. Let's go in this, we wanted to go in 142. Not bad for a freeware Lisbon airport. FlightSim.to, it's where to go. Thanks, Bravo. Captain Russell, you have a great night. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for being on. And with that, thanks, pal. I've had it before, but now we just now we have more to do with it, right? So we're going to continue taxiing on up in here. This is looking pretty good here. We'll taxi all the way up to that old bar. That was a nice little turn into the gate. Go. We are parked on the slot and we can go ahead and shut down these motors. One coming down, two coming down. Let's go ahead and have the engine page up there. There we go. N1, N2, those are good. And we can go ahead and turn off our beacon. We can go over here to our ground operations. We can go ahead and set the chocks. Request a jet bridge. Looks like that's coming up. Things are working okay. And let's see what else we got. All right, so let's go back over here. Engines are good. Engines are shut down. So checklist, we're going to go with flaps are up. Parking brake has been set. And weather radar coming off. I didn't have, oh, I had weather. Weather radar off. Traffic off. And we are good. And there you go, folks. Welcome to Lisbon, Portugal. We're going to go ahead and get everybody up to the aircraft. We'll get rid of these two stair trucks once they get here. Back over to ground connections. We can get ground power. And we can make those active. We're good. Go ahead and get the APU shut off. And we are set for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you being here. We're going to go over to door management. We're going to go ahead and they're good. We're good. We are all set. So we should have everybody set up. We are on the ground here in Lisbon. Beautiful little airport. This is a great scenery for FlightSim.to. I cannot remember the name of the author, but this is simply amazing. They did a very good job on this, and yeah, just a great airport. Thank you once again for joining me, everyone. Coaster on, man. I hope you have a good rest of your flight. I need to get out with the dogs, take care of them for a little bit. I do appreciate you watching me while you are flying. Hope that 747 treats you right, and we will talk to you later. School is cool. Thanks for being here. Let's see, who else did I have on? Let's see, Pilot Mateo, Bravo 73, School is Cool, Coaster On, Rachel, thank you guys very much for being here. I do appreciate you. We're going to go ahead and call that a stream, folks. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on another one.